Hey guys, Tyler with Independence Overland. So today I am checking out the Pelican BX55s case. Now this is not sponsored. I paid full price for this. Well, not full price because I found a coupon code on Google. These aren't really new to the market, but they kind of are, and I'll get into that in a minute. So I just want to go over these cases because I think that these are a solid option for a lot of us that are looking for storage solutions. So without wasting any time, I will say that these cases are expensive. This is a $300 case. Pelican does have a lifetime warranty on their cases, and so I assume if this ever dry rots and cracks on the top or something, you'll get a new case. If you watch a video from National Geographic behind the scenes, you will see that they're carrying all their stuff in a Pelican case. So while this isn't as heavy duty as the Pelican cases that you would keep a camera in or that the military uses, it is a very durable case, and we'll get into more of the durability here in a few minutes. But as far as cases go, Pelican obviously knows how to make a case. A lot of times when people are talking about an off-brand case that looks like a Pelican, one of the things that you'll hear is it's just as good as a Pelican is. Like if there's an off-brand Amazon case, for instance, people will be like, it's just as good as a Pelican. They don't actually know that, of course, but I'm just saying that because the gold standard that people compare something to is Pelican. Okay, so other manufacturers are making cases similar to this these days. Most of those have not been doing it as long as Pelican has. And Pelican has a cool new mounting system that I was very interested in. And I was envisioning this on the front of a new truck. That new truck has been delayed for reasons that you'll see in some of my other videos. So before you look at this case and you say, well, I could just buy a Plano case. These types of cases can be bought for 30 bucks at Walmart. This is a Plano case. This case has bowed out while I've used it only a couple times on the back of the FJ. I took this to Baja and it held up decent through that. But then on the next trip, I think I only used this two or three trips this year, and one of the handles broke off. They're 30 bucks. They don't last very long. They're good for maybe the back of the truck. So for keeping dust out and keeping water out and for storing on the outside of a vehicle with it strapped down, it's not really an option. Honestly, I could have done with a slightly smaller case, but I'm very happy with this, and I will show you how I'm gonna mount this thing up. So before we get into mounting, let's talk about the case size. I forget how it's listed, but anyway, I'm assuming that this is around 55 liters. It's listed as like a 38, I think is what it was, and it's definitely bigger than that. So I'll flip this bad boy over, put some lights here so you guys can see this thing. I think it's about the same size as that Plano, which is like a 68 liter, but it's probably slightly smaller. So anyway, that's what the interior looks like. The lip up here is like a false lip. It's not that thick, which I like. I've seen some of these types of cases from other companies. They have a wall as thick as a cooler. I think that is completely silly. You're wasting space. You're wasting weight. It's just unnecessary. So this is not as thick as a classic Pelican, but this is not made for the same thing. This is made exactly for what I'm going to be doing, which is putting it either on a roof rack or, in my case, on the back of the FJ. So while this isn't made for, shipping camera equipment and stuff like that, it is a very burly case. It's made out of their plastics and stuff, which I trust. So this thing does have the seal around the lid. And then it also has, obviously it's got some steel cables here to help it from flipping all the way over. It has different holes for mounting, and I'm sure there's gonna be accessories launched for these later. At the Overland Expo, I checked these cases out. There's all sorts of sizes, and I'll put a link to that video right here. When I first saw these, I was like, those are perfect for what I'm looking for. And the main thing is that unlike my Plano case where I had it strapped down with rock straps, these cases are lockable. And while they're plastic, and of course somebody could drill into it if they really wanted to, it does lock, and not only that, you can lock the case down. The hardware on this is metal, so everywhere where it's gonna mount down to something is steel. I'm not as worried about this as I was my Plano case that would just walk away. Somebody would just have to cut the strap or unbuckle the strap. And that's the same way for a lot of the cases that exist out there, is they don't have a mounting system. I do know that some of the aluminum cases have mounting systems, but some of those cases, mounting systems are proprietary to their roof rack. And so that didn't work for me, and I don't think that'll work for a lot of people. I wanted this to work with what I have, and then I want this to work with my next vehicle. And so while it is an investment, I will have this case for a very long time, and this is gonna serve multiple functions for me, and we'll get into that in a moment as well. So you've got your front latches here that are steel with locking mechanisms. You do have to get your own padlocks. And then on the bottom here, you have these metal locking latch pieces for securing this thing. On the side, you have these other metal pieces. I honestly do not know what those are for, but it does look like you could put like a loop through it, or a ratchet strap, I mean, and you could strap this thing down. And then the back looks very much like the front. I kind of wish they put a sticker right here, and I'll get into that in a minute. Not a big deal, but I do wish they included another sticker at least, because might have a use for that. Anyway, that is the case. And on the bottom here, I should mention that these did not come with the case. These are part of the mounting mechanism. I'm gonna use this case for clothes. I'm gonna use this case for ducting for like the AC when we go to the Midwest again. For the heater, the diesel heater, I can put the whole hose in here, and that keeps some clutter out of the passenger compartment, just because I try to strap everything down properly. Once you start having items like ducting, it becomes just a huge pain. So this is gonna be lightweight items for now. So the load rating on the top of this is only 20 pounds. It says it on the inside. I don't know why that is. It seems kind of silly. Or maybe that is the load limit for when the struts come out. Roof load limit, 20 pounds. Maybe they're meaning when you attach stuff to this. I don't know, but I know that this lid would easily take more than 20 pounds. Whatever, we're moving on. Okay, so let's get into the mounting. This is my favorite part, and this is why I chose the Pelican. So the mounts for this were a separate purchase. These were 200 bucks. So this is a bit of an investment. It'll attach to basically any roof rack style. So what I did is I took front runner slats and I cut them up, and I built a cargo carrier for my tire. It's still got a little more work to do, but it looks good. And it's gonna work for exactly what I want it to do, which is locking stuff down. And this is why I wanted this case, because the other cases do not offer this. You slide it in, it hooks in the back, and now it is secure as soon as you slide these through. It is super easy. You can put a lock right here, a padlock, and then you can put a lock up here. So your case is secured to your roof rack. Most people are gonna use this for a roof rack. And then also your box is lockable as well if you need to do that. Or if you just want to secure the box, put a lock on there, and if you're not worried about whatever's inside, if it's just firewood or something like that, you're good to go. But these cases are a lightweight option. They're really about the same amount of weight as the aluminum cases are, but it just looks better, honestly, with what I'm doing here. And so I got a little more work to do to get some of the jitters out of it, but I'm gonna just explain how this mount works because, again, most people will be using this on a roof rack. The only downside to this system is it's not theft proof, of course, especially mine because it's lower down. Somebody could put some tools on there, but the thief would have to be walking around with a tool set. Tools are heavy, you know, it's less likely. But I do wish Pelican made some sort of an offering for like a tamper resistant bolt or something like that, because these two nuts are pretty exposed. These two are pretty exposed. I know different companies like Baja Designs does that with their lights. And so it just basically gives you a bolt that's a little less common, so most people wouldn't have that tool in their little tool selection, so it makes it that much harder to steal. Now, I will say though that if you had a lock on this and somebody tried to drill these out, doesn't matter, because this is still gonna hold that down, and so you still can't take the case out. In most situations, I can keep this locked up and somebody won't really have enough time to get into it. It's gonna be much harder than it would be for other case types that are just strapped down with a ratchet strap or something like that. This will deter most people, most thieves, I think. But I do think it's brilliant how this works. I need to pick up some locks for it. And then whenever you're ready to go, you can just pull this out and pull that out like that. Now, the reason I was saying that I wouldn't mind having a sticker on the back of the case is, in particular, for my use. I was thinking about this previously, and my wife always wants her clothes up in the top of the tent. So if I were to take this bracket and just put it on the other side, because you can mount this in either orientation, all I would have to do is take that bracket off, and then I can make it to where this case will mount in this direction. And since I'm going to mostly use this with clothes, anytime she's in the tent, she could just unzip the tent, reach into this, and get her dust-free dry clothes out of here. And then we could keep all that stuff out of the cab, and it would be awesome. But it doesn't look as good without the sticker, quite honestly. It looks a little cheaper. Being that this can mount either way, I do think more people than just myself will mount it in that orientation, and they'll want that sticker shown the opposite way. So anyway, I'm very happy with how this is going to work out for me. I know this is going to be great, and there are other features for my particular use that are going to come in handy. I've seen cases like this mounted above people's tires, and they carry recovery gear and stuff. On a spare tire, I wouldn't put that much weight in these because it's a lot, especially if you don't have a tire carrier. I've got the Expedition 1 tire carrier, so it can put up with the weight. I've got a pretty small tire. It's designed for more weight than I carry. And I can't wait until they do the molly panel stuff, because on the next truck, when I'm willing to put a little more weight in this, that's gonna come in very handy. And in that situation, I believe it will be a rooftop mount, and so maybe I would want the gas strut. I'm not sure. I don't know if I need it. Stuff like that I'm not sure that I need, but when it comes out, maybe I'll check it out. I just want to do a video on these because I really haven't seen that many videos on this case in particular. They make one that's like kind of a short block. It wouldn't have looked good over the tire, and honestly wasn't enough room. And so I wanted something that was long like this, and I think this is perfect for over the tire storage if you're willing to put over the tire storage. But as far as the case goes, I am very thrilled with this case. So the cases have a lifetime warranty. The mounts have, I think, a 3-year warranty. So for me, that's pretty good. As long as you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Usually with reviews, I like to use it for a while before I actually do a review on it, but it's a plastic box, so I'm really not gonna do a review like that. I don't really think I need to. I just want to go over the mounting system, and maybe if I have some complaints about this in the future, I will go over that and we'll talk more about it. But it's still a fairly new to market design, especially with the new mount. So I wanted to cover it because I haven't seen that much information on these. I do think that this is an awesome option. It's a great looking case. The hardware looks good. It's pretty well thought out. And so if there's anything I missed in this overview review, let me know and I'll do like a 60-second short and I'll upload that to kind of fill in the blanks. But I think I covered everything. I believe I covered everything, but if I didn't, let me know. Okay guys, so like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the algorithm. Share this to more people and it helps me out tremendously. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and until next time. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to check out my other adventure, off-road, and overland related content.